Good morning. Hello, hello, hello. We are back. I am back. We would be my cat as well. Lucky Kitty, you guys got to meet her yesterday. So, welcome back to the Joyful Business Planning Live Show. And we're just getting ready to wrap up 2 weeks of talking about business planning. So, we've got today, and we're going to wrap up tomorrow. Here comes Lucky Kitty. She can't stand me talking because it's got to be all about her. So today, yes, any questions that you have, please post on the comment section. Lucky Kitty's coming by to visit. Any questions you have about business planning, the Joyful Business Plan, or just the idea of planning your year in general. Be happy to answer those questions. I am, as I've been sharing, I am a huge planner, but not from a planning where it's going to put you in a box and you're supposed to just work the plan, period. This is more about creating a guide for you for the entire year that you can then, because you are the, CEO of your business, you get to change it because things are going to come up. Things are going to happen in your life. Things are going to happen in your business. Sometimes things are going to slow down. Sometimes they're going to go faster. Lots of times when you're taking consistent action, you will actually get these incredibly extraordinary opportunities that come to you that will totally shift your business plan. But if you didn't have a plan, then chances are you wouldn't get started and you would just be reacting to whatever comes your way, if it comes your way, because it's harder to create when you don't have any idea of a plan. Good morning, Alicia. So good to see you here. I love that you were up early sharing your goals. So Alicia and I are in a group and she's all excited about her goals. There's Lucky Kitties. Lucky Kitty just likes to come visit. Let's see if we can get her on camera. There we go, little Lucky Kitty. Yeah, she just likes to do it the way she wants to do it. So if you have any questions about goal setting, business planning, how to bring it all together, then you are in the right place. So today, let me tell you about what I've been talking about. So every day for the last 2 weeks, I've been talking about planning. And Alicia says, she finally made it here. Hi, Lucky Kitty. Yes, she wants attention, that's for sure. So this week, we've been talking about the difference between creating a business plan and having a planner. And the idea is you want to bring the two together because you don't want to just create a plan and then not bring the plan into your daily life. So that's what you do with a planner. That's why I created the Joyful Business Plan with the best of both, so that you can create your business plan and then you also have, I'll just show you a little preview, you can create your business plan and then you have your planners that you use on a daily basis. And I'll tell you more about those in a few minutes. We've also talked about the myths of planning. We've talked about the idea of taking inventory. What do you currently have for products, programs, your services, and what kinds of new things would you like to add into the mix? And then prioritizing what needs your attention and when are you going to do each of those. Thanks for the love. I appreciate it. Yes, anybody who's joining, please share the love. It's always appreciated. We've also talked about your beacon, or doing the same thing, doing an inventory of your marketing strategies. What are you currently doing and how is that working? What do you need to change? And then what new ideas do you have that you want to unveil for 2019? And then where do you prioritize? And I call them focus first. So in the Joyful Business Plan, as I've showed you in the past videos, the past live shows, is that we have a place for you to do inventory. Like this is the one for your current products and programs. And you take an inventory of what you have, what needs attention, what's working, what do you need to let go of, what maybe needs to be just on hold. You don't have that much excitement or passion around it. And then what are your focus first blocks? What are you going to focus on first? What are your priorities? And then you do that all the way through the plan. The next thing you want to do that we talked about yesterday is what I call a beacon marketing strategy. So you can see that without the glare. Your beacon marketing strategy, this is what I teach to my clients. I teach in my Joyful Business Studio, is picking picking one marketing strategy that is going to be your beacon, just like a lighthouse, right? Like this is the thing that you're going to send everybody to. This is the thing you're going to talk about. This is the thing you're going to commit to and do consistently. And then you can repurpose it as much as you like. My cat's like trying to push me off. Maybe she's trying to give me extra love and get extra love. Hey, Tiffin, welcome. So glad you're here. So yesterday we talked about that beacon marketing strategy, and you want to pick that one particular marketing strategy that is really going to be the place that where you show up consistently every week with your message. And then your message, it will help you get bigger and bigger and bigger, and you will get more visibility. You will start being seen as a leader in your industry. And so an example of a beacon marketing strategy, and you can listen to listen to yesterday's live cast about the beacon marketing strategy, and I give you lots of ideas, but that would be something like a Facebook Live show every week or a podcast, something like that. And I give you several ideas if you listen in to yesterday. Then what you want to do after you've done your inventory, your brainstorming, you've selected your beacon marketing strategy, you want to pull it all together. Sorry, I've got these all tabbed so I can show you. Pull it all together into a yearly plan. So this is your yearly big project planner. Lots of times people will use one of the really giant dry erase boards or the big just year at a glance, month at a glance planners and things like that. So I like to have it all together. I like to have it in one notebook so that you can put the big chunks in here. This isn't for detailing planning necessarily. This is for putting your big chunks in. So if you are going to commit to doing a podcast and this is your year, what month are you going to launch? What month then, backing that up, are you going to design that podcast and create your graphics and start interviewing people and start sending out invitations to interview and make sure you have your equipment all set up and things like that. And so, yeah, so you do that on the yearly basis, your big projects. You take all those focus first things that we just identified, put them on your big project planner. All right. Then you want to do a yearly planner. And so today we're going to be talking about doing the yearly planners and then how to break that down into, what do I do today? So you do your yearly content planner. Content is all the different ways that you are putting out your articles, you're putting out videos, social media posts, all the different ways that you're educating your community on what you do and how you can help them. So that's what we mean by content. And this one was one that was really requested from my clients. They're like, I want to plan out my content for the year so I know what I'm doing. And so you want to take the themes of your of what you work with your clients and what kinds of themes could you focus on each month. So a lot of people do it that way. I tend to focus on what programs am I promoting? Like I'm promoting planning in December and January. So obviously I'm going to be writing content about planning in January and also coming up in December 2019. I already know those are the things that I'm going to be talking about. So you want to go ahead and, again, some people like to get really detailed. They want to know what they're going to write about every week. I need to be a little more spontaneous with that, but I do like to have different topics and themes so that I know I'm going to be talking about how to keep your business going in the summer, how to start planning for fourth quarter in August and September. So those are reoccurrent themes that I know that I'm already going to have. And then I fill that in with other things that I know my clients want to talk about, beacon marketing strategies, really being on purpose and being grounded spiritually, rituals. And so I'll add those in as other ideas. All right, so you've got this big plan, right? And here's the thing I want to tell you is that it is both a structure, but there's also flow. So you want to have some structure so that you feel like you're going into the new year and you can break it down, and we're going to do that in a minute for where you start, but also know you are the CEO of your business, right? You can choose to make changes. So if all of a sudden somebody gets sick in your family, then you might need to push back that podcast, right? That podcast launch. That's not what we're wishing for, but I just want you to know it's not a failure. It's actually you being the CEO and making wise choices, making wise decisions. That's incredibly important. I think a lot of people forget about that. And they think that if they do a plan, that they're then going to be stuck to it. And that if they don't create the plan exactly as they wrote it in December or January, then somehow they have failed. That's not what it's about. This is to give you a guide, kind of like if you're going on vacation and you're going to go to Bali and you say, if you don't make a plan, you're never going to get there. And then you make a plan, and then you got to kind of go with whatever happens along the way. You've got your flights, maybe a flight gets delayed, or you get there and your hotel isn't ready yet, so you got to come up with another action plan. That's what you want this guide to be. So it'll get you a lot further, and you'll start creating things that you want to create, but then you also have to have some flow to it. So I'm really big on it being like a living business plan. It's something that is very much alive. All right, so you've got these big yearly planners, right? And now what you want to do is to break them down into what I call a 90-day plan. There you go, 90-day. A little bit glary this morning for whatever reason, probably because I have the lights up bright and then it's raining out. So here I have a little different way of doing a 90-day plan. And this is, what are you going to say no to? And then what are you going to say yes to over the next 90 days? And I do it from a being place and a doing place. So I'm going to say no to being. So I'm going to say no to hiding. I'm going to say no to, like if you're doing a podcast, you're going to have to say no to saying you're disorganized, you can't do it. You're going to have to say no to hiding your business and hiding that you're a leader. And you're going to have to say yes to, I am a leader. And say yes to, I have things to say that are really important and people will benefit from that. And then you want to say, what are the things that you're going to do? So I'm going to say yes to that podcast. I'm going to say yes to launching it in February. And then you come down here and you plan your 90 days. Here, I'm giving you an example of one that's written on to give you an example. So then you would say, all right, in January, the first part of the 90 days, I'm going to do this. Then February, then March. And that's where you get the detailed planning. You don't necessarily do that on the big yearly planning quite yet. You're going to have more details in the next quarter. And then as you get closer into the next quarter, then you're going to plan the second quarter. And then you keep going back to that yearly plan. You make adjustments, come back to your big 90-day plan, what I call your 90-day be-do plan. Because what I know is in 18 years of doing this is that who you're being is just as important as what you're doing. So if you talk about passion and purpose and spirituality, then you want to show up with passion, purpose, and being spiritual. I show up with joyful, the Center for Joyful Business. Yes, I have a very joyful approach. Doesn't mean I have to lock in and be like joyful every second, because that's unrealistic. But it's how I deal with things when I'm not joyful, right? I have my rituals, my routines, my systems, and my people, right, that help me shift out of it. It's being committed to joy as a productivity tool. All right, so now you've got your big yearly plan. You break it down into what am I going to do this first quarter? And then, we go back. Let me show you this. This is my favorite one that I use every single week and every single day. This is called your Daily Action Planner. This is for the week. And what I do is on Monday morning, I write down, here's all the things that I'm going to do for the week. And it has sections for you to write down the list of things you're going to do. These are the emails I need to write. These are videos that I'm creating. Don't forget to do these photo quotes. And then I have a follow-up section. And those of you know that I have a whole program around fun and fabulous follow-up, because everything in your business happens through connections and connections with other people. And I know Tiffin is on here. She is amazing at creating connections with other people. I think that's truly one of your gifts. I know I say that each time, but that's what I think of you, Tiffin, when I see you. So you want to keep that alive. Who are you going to follow up with this week? Are there potential clients? Are there connection calls you want to have? Referral partners? speaking opportunities that you want to move forward. So I find I have to keep that alive, front and center. And then there's a list of personal, because that's part of why we're in our business, right? Is so that we can make the phone call to the dentist and set that up for the new year, and get my kids' college transcript, or whatever needed to happen. So all of those reminders there. So then you've got your weekly, here's my brain dump of everything I'm going to do. And then you say, what am I going to do on Monday? All right. So we've taken this big yearly plan and you've got the big chunks in. Then you got more detailed on the next 90 days. And then you use that 90 days to say, here's what I'm going to work on this week. Here's on my list of potential things. And then here's what I'm going to work on today. And then you can even plot them out throughout the week. And I'll show you that this is like real live. This is what mine looks like for this week. What I do is when I have ideas that come up, maybe on a client call, or if I'm talking to a colleague, or just just an idea comes to me, I'll just slap it on a sticky note for that week and I'll put it on there. And then that way I can add it to my to-do list or add it to a certain day. One of the things that's great about having this, doing it this way, is that you can look at things that you're going to do for the week that you'd like to get done. And you can say, you don't have to pile everything in on Monday. You can say, ooh, I have a juicy day of open time on Friday, and I have a couple hours on Wednesday. So I'm going to take these 3 things and put them in on Wednesday. So then you don't have to worry about them on Monday and feel like you're starting off the week way behind, because you're not going to do that till Wednesday or till you have that open time on Friday. So that's a great little planning tip and tool there. I also have a planner for, let's see, let me come back here to my main plan, but I have a daily content planner. So we had the big yearly content themes, right? And then you can pull it down into, what am I going to talk about this week on social media and on my blog and on videos and articles and things like that. So you can see in here, I have Facebook Live for each week. And then I write down, this is just an example, it's not the actual one that I use. And then I write down the themes. What am I going to talk about on those Facebook Lives every day, so that I'm not just doing it spontaneously. There is a place for being spontaneous, but then there's also a place for making sure you're being purposeful and intentional about the content that you are sharing, so that it really does come back to your magnetic specialty niche, which is another thing we talked about earlier in the week. It really comes back to what your message is, who your people are, and making sure you're talking about the problems you solve and the dreams you help them achieve. So we've talked about a lot here today. So yes, so now you're down to, here's what I'm going to do today. I'll show you a couple of other things. Now, you can find your own tools and create this yourself, but like, why would you? Why not use a Joyful Business Plan where it's already created, so that you can have all these fun and fabulous tools, right? And use these over and over again. And so I purposely created this planner to be free, a little bit free form, so that you are able to print off these sheets. So you can see that you just print them off, and you can use a 3-ring binder, or I love these disc binders. They are my absolute favorite go-to. I have lots of them in different sizes. And one of the things I talk about when you get your Joyful Business Plan is that for every tool that you get a short video that tells you how to use it. So you're not left with, great, I got this planner, now what? I know I've stared at planners before and I'm like, what do they want me to do? Filling in these blanks. So you get a short video that tells you how to fill in your beacon marketing strategy, that yearly big project strategy planner, everything. Yeah, and then you just bring that all together. We also have a virtual planning day when you get your Joyful Business Plan, and the next one's coming up on January 11th, so that we all get together, work on our plans. I talk about them, we go away, and that way you have some really dedicated planning time. So that's incredibly important. Tomorrow we're going to be talking, I keep saying we, I guess it's because me and Lucky Kitty are here and you guys are here, so I feel like it's a we, but I'm going to be talking about how to pull it all together. So tomorrow's the last day of my Joyful Business Planning show, and we're pulling it all together, and we're going to talk about how to keep your plan alive all throughout the year. So if you're interested in this Joyful Business Plan, you do want to pay attention, because tomorrow is the deadline. to get this for a really good deal. So it's only $97 for all of the play sheets, the tools. How I give you videos for how to fill out each one of these, a video for how to create your own disc notebooks and how to use them throughout the year. And then you get the virtual planning as well. So yes, if there's things that you've loved about what you've heard in this video today on this live show, please make comments below. Please send the love. I'd love to hear you, what you liked. And I know some of you have the Joyful Business Plan already. So yeah, tell me what your favorite part is and what part are you working on now. So we'd love to hear that. All right, so let me see if I have anything else to share with you today. You might want to know where to go. So go to joyfulbusinessplan.com and you can find out everything about getting your own Joyful Business Plan, how to use it throughout the year, and you get instant access. So you can, if you have some planning time during the holidays where you can carve out a few hours, you can go ahead and print that off and get started right away. Also want to let you know too that if your community you think would be interested in a Joyful Business Plan, I do have a great affiliate program. So just let me know if you're interested in becoming affiliate. You can just message me or put a comment below because you may want to share that and make some extra money. It's always nice to have those alternative revenue streams, and especially when you're bringing things that you love to your community that's going to help them in some way. So if you want to do that, please let me know. And otherwise, yeah, head on over to joyfulbusiness.com, check out the Joyful Business Plan, and I look forward to seeing you here tomorrow, same time, 9:30 Eastern, and we'll do a big wrap-up for the year and celebrate and talk about how do you keep your plan alive throughout the entire year. You don't just want to do it once, you want to use it throughout the entire year. So thanks everybody for joining. All right, have a wonderful day.